Hi to everybody, and I welcome you all to today's lecture on food labeling. So in this lecture, I'll be talking about the why we have to go for labeling, what are the mandatory of requirements in food labeling. So in detail, we'll be discussing each mandatory items for the food labelings. So in today's lecture, I'll be talking about 7 mandatory requirements, and another 5 we'll be discussing in the coming class. So I welcome you once again to today's lecture. So why food labeling is important from the consumer point of view, or as per the legal requirements, why it is important. One is, it is a legal requirement. As per the FSSA Act, it is very much mandatory to do the labeling of the pre-packed food materials. Another is value for money. The consumer can compare the product, and based on the price and the nutritional qualities and other qualities, he can select the food materials. So that is a compare the price. Next is make healthier food choice. See, some we can go with, for example, chicken sausage. In one chicken sausage, the salt added is 1%, in another is 1.5, another is 0.5 means. For example, that particular consumer is having some health issues, say for example, high BP. So naturally you want a product with low sodium content. So he can make a healthier food choice, so he can select according to that. Choose the best as the consumer choice. So consumer will have the choice that will suit him the best. So this is the importance of food labeling from the consumer point of view and as per the legal requirements. So Food Safety and Standard Regulations 2011, as per this regulations, packaging and labeling will also come under the Food Safety and Standard Regulation 2011. So as per this regulation, in section 23, it states that no person shall manufacture, distribute, sell or expose for sale or dispatch or delivery to any agent or broker for the purpose of sale any packed foods which are not marked and labeled in a manner as specified by the regulations. So we cannot sell any food materials without proper labeling as specified by this FSSAI regulations. Next is, pre-packed food shall not be described or presented on any label or in any labeling manner that is false, misleading or deceptive, or is likely to create an erroneous impressions regarding its characters in any respect. That is, any labeling should not mislead a consumer. So if it is misleading, then if we file a case and if it is proven, the firm can be penalized, or they can be fined, or even the owner of that firm can be put under imprisonment. So that is, so the labeling is very important. So no for example, no advertisement shall made on any food which is misleading or deceive or that provide the controversies to the provisions of the Act. Okay. So there are many things are put under the sections which we can go through, which you can go through in the FSSAI website, and you can do the labeling according to that. So what is label and what is labeling? So label means any tag or the brand or the mark or pictorials or any descriptive matters where it printed, stenciled, mark, engrossed, embossed, graphic, perforated, stamped or impressed on or attached to the container, cover, lid or crown of any food packaging and enclosed. The label means which will contain the information that's called as a label. What is labeling means? Any written, printed or graphic matter that is present on the label accompanies the food and is displayed near the food, including that for the purpose of promoting its sales or disposal. So whatever that is displayed here, that is a labeling. On which it is displayed, that is a label. So the first requirement is that all the FSSAI registered firm should contain the FSSAI logo. This is the FSSAI logo. Along with that, it should contain the license number. So you can put the license number as LIC.NO and you can give the FSSAI license number. So FSSAI license number carry the 14-digit number and it is divided into 5 sections, we can say. The first section, that is, this is the first section, shows that whether that particular firm is registered or not. If it is licensed, let it be a central license or the state license, then it will be designated with 1. If it is registered, then it will be designated with 2. Second two digits is nothing but the state code where your firm is registered. So 00 means it is registered with the central government. For example, if you take 13, it shows that it is registered with Kerala. It is registered, the firm is registered in the Kerala. If it is showing 27, it is registered with Uttar Pradesh. So for different state, it will have different codes. So this 2 digits will indicate whether it is central registered. 00 means central registered. 13 means 13. So for different states, it will have different state codes. Then next 2 digits, that is 4th and 5th digits, indicates the year when it was registered with FSSAI. So suppose it is registered with in the year 2012 means it will be put as 1, 2. So you can see here 1, 2. Okay. Then the third is the that is the 6th, 7th and 8th digits indicate the quantity of the enrolling master is reflected. That is, so if each designated or the registered officer will be provided with a number, so that number will be put here. Okay. Suppose I am doing my registration with a Thrissur FSS office means, then that designated officers or the registered officer will have a particular number. So that number will be this 6, 7 and 8 digits. So you can see here 031 is the number for that particular designated officer or the registrar office. Then last 6 digits, that is 9 to 14 are the maker's permit number, or it is a serial number of license, we can say. Okay, it is a serial number of license or the registration under particular designated officers. So this is the serial number, we can say. The last 6 digit is the serial number for that particular firm. So here the last 6 digit is 00312. Okay, this is the license or the serial number of license. Okay. So this is a 14-digit number. So any food material, any pre-packed food materials, if you are going to sell it, means it should contain this FSSA license logo, FSSA logo plus the license number LIC. You have to put it as LIC.NO. Then you have to give the 14-digit number. The particulars of declaration required under this regulation should be of English or Hindi in Devagiri script. It should be in the Devagiri script. It is all the descriptions that you give in the label. It should be in English or Hindi, or if it is in Hindi, means it is in the. Next, the package labeling general requirement is that every packed food shall carry a label. That is, without labeling, you cannot sell it as per the section 23. And another thing is, it should never have any false or misleading representation. Already we have discussed, that is comes under the section 24. If it is misleading, means it can the firm can be put under court and they can be fined, or they can be put in the jail. Next is, the label in the pre-packed food shall be applied in such a manner that they will not become separated from the container. So it should not get detached easily. If you are putting a tag, means the tag should be properly tied or held with the packets. It should not get detached easily. It should be firmly stick to the things. If it is printed also, it should be very clear. It should not be, it should be very clearly, it should be put in the cover. Otherwise, again, if you file a case, it will be a problem for the manufacturer. So there are 12 mandatory labeling requirements. So what are the 12 mandatory labeling requirements? Name of the food. The name of the food, you can see list of ingredients, nutritional information, declaration regarding whether veg or non-veg, net quantity, name and complete address of the manufacturer, declaration regarding the food additives, what are the food additives we use, then we have the lot or the batch or the code number should be there. The date of manufacturing or packing should be there. Best before or use by date should be there. Instruction for use should be there. Country of origin, in case you are importing from other country and selling in particular in India means, then the country of origin should be mentioned. So we have this 12 mandatory labeling requirements. So in today's class, I'll be discussing 7 mandatory labeling requirements, and the other 5 I'll be discussing in the coming class. So you can see here the net quantity, FSSAI mark with the license number, best before date, MRP, date of manufacture, allergens, if any allergens is there, it should be declared, ingredients list, nutritional facts about the panel, the nutritional compositions we have to give, name and complete address of the manufacturer. So today we will be discussing one by one in detail. So first is the name of the food. The name of the food shall include the trade name and description of the food contained in the package. For example, if you know, whenever we say Ashirvad, you know that Ashirvad is nothing but the whole wheat atta. The brand name is very famous for the whole wheat atta. So another thing, you know that India Gate, again it is very much famous for the basmati rice. Davant, again it is very much famous for the basmati rice. So it is not enough when just you put Ashirvad. We have to mention what is the true nature of the food. So the true nature here is the whole wheat atta. So that should be put here. Just putting Ashirvad is not enough. We have to put what is that true nature of that food. So what it is, that food material is whole wheat atta. Suppose India Gate we are putting means you have to put what is that basmati rice you have to put it. Is it clear? So any brand plus the true nature of the food should be indicated. So here for example you can see the brand name Ashirvad, description of the food, whole wheat atta. So for example if you take the minced meat, okay, minced meat means if it is absent, if it is absent in the FSSA list means, then you can use other common names like keema. If it is a beef minced meat means beef keema you can put, or a chicken minced meat means chicken keema you can put, which is easily understood by the consumer. So you can put according to that. Next mandatory requirement is the list of ingredients. So whatever the ingredients that we use, it should be listed. And how we have to list it? It should be listed in the decreasing order of the weight or the volume that we use. For example, if you take a chicken sausage, we are using 80% chicken, that is a major product, then you have to put chicken as the first ingredient. Next we are using vegetable oil, around 15% we are using vegetable oil means, that is the second major ingredient means we have to put the vegetable oil. In that vegetable oil, what oil we are using, that we have to put. Okay, for example 15% vegetable oil means vegetable oils. Like that we have to put each and every ingredients in the decreasing order of the weight or the volume that is put in the formulations. Is it clear? So we have to put like that. Then how we have to label that ingredients? First we have to write ingredients. Ingredients should be written. Okay, ingredients like this, it has to be written, and it should be a bold one. We have to return, and we have to put the ingredients. For example, here you can see the pork, plum chutney, then we have the tomatoes, like the breadcrumbs. So in the decreasing order, we have to put seasonings. Okay, like that we have to put all antioxidants. Then we have to put all these ingredients in the decreasing order. So suppose you are adding any food color means, the food color listed, the food color that we have added, that will be a natural or artificial color, then we have to put that food color what we have added. Then if it is containing any allergens, for example the gluten, okay, so we have to put the wheat will contain gluten, so we have to put the wheat, or egg may be allergen. Egg is also put under allergen categories. So some people may be allergic to the egg, some people may be allergic to the soya. So there is a list of allergens that is already listed in the FSSAI allergens list. So if that component is present in your ingredients, that should be listed, and that should be listed. Okay, and if you are adding any color, natural color or synthetic color, you have to put this color. If you are adding the sulfite, if it is more than 10 milligram per kg of your formulation, then you have to put that sulfite quantity you are added. Then the soya beans, some people are very much allergic to soya. So soya you have to indicate. So allergens we have to indicate. Ingredients in the decreasing order we have to indicate. So we can use the bullet to separate one ingredient from the another. So you can see bullet is used. That is, we can use that. It will be very easy to understand the things also. And another thing that we have to look into is the compound ingredients. So what is compound ingredients? So compound ingredients, for example, here if you take this is a plum chutney. So plum chutney is made up of many other ingredients. So you have to put that, what are the ingredients in the plum chutney? You have to put it in the bracket. So plums, sugar, apple, barley malt vinegar. So again the barley malt vinegar will contain the allergen, the gluten. So we have to mention that also. Barley malt vinegar contain gluten. Barley malt extract contain gluten. So like that, whatever, if a particular compound is, for example, the plum chutney is having made up of many other ingredients, so such compounds are called as compound ingredients. So here the two ingredients, you can see is pork 80%, plum chutney 7%. So if the compound ingredients added in this formulation is more than 5 and above that, then we have to put all the other ingredients of the compound compound ingredients also. If it is less than 5%, then no need to put all these things. You can just put pork 80%, plum chutney 4%. Then no need to put all this ingredients of the plum chutney. So if it is above 5% means we have to list all these things. So we see that compound ingredients, list ingredients in this decreasing order of weight or volume we have to put. Next, provided that where a compound ingredient constitutes less than 5%. So 5% and less than 5% means of the food. The list of ingredients of a compound ingredient other than the food additives need not to be declared. So if the compound ingredients is containing some food additives, and if it is less than, the compound ingredients is less than 5% means no need to put other ingredients, but if there is any food additives, that should be mentioned. Okay. So another is a class we can also put, for example, the sugar. So all types of sucrose we can put under one class, that is sugar. Another class, for example, if you take edible vegetable oil you can put it, and what are the different oils that we are using for that particular product, you can put it in the bracket. The spices, another class we can use. Cocoa butter is another class we can use. So in cocoa butter, what are the things that is there? So like that, milk solids. Suppose you have a lot of milk solids, means you can put, if it is adding less than 4%, put as milk solids. As one class you can just put it and not need to put what are the other things like. So this is how we have to list it. So you remember the compound ingredients, and ingredients we have to put like ingredients, and then we have to list it in the decreasing order. So here you can see the list of ingredients. Ingredients decreasing order we have to put. Then class names, that's what I told you. Edible vegetable oils. So what are the oils that you are using? Then animal fat. So suppose you are using animal fats, different types of animal fat. You put animal fat and what are the animal fats you are adding. In some cases, some food is made up of it's a mixture of two food products. In that case, for example, if you can see a pork and the plum chutney. So it is containing the pork 80% and plum chutney 7%. You have to mention it. Okay, we have to mention that pork and the plum chutney. What is the percentage that we are added? So plum chutney is a different product. For example, in we are adding tomato sauce in mayonnaise, means you have to, what is the percentage of mayonnaise and what is the percentage of tomato sauce. Okay, we have to put all this. So we are mixing that two and making as one food material, means you have to put what quantity of mayonnaise we added and what quantity of sauce, tomato sauce we are added. So that should be put. Next, coming to the nutritional information or the facts. So what are the nutritional things that we have to put in the label? One is the energy. The energy should be in the unit kilocalories without no decimal values. So it should be put in the whole number. Say for example 330 kilocalories or 340 kilocalories or like that, or 1200 kilocalories we have to put. Then the protein should be mentioned in grams. The protein should be mentioned in grams. Carbohydrates should be mentioned in grams. sugar should be mentioned in grams, and added sugar, if you're adding any sugar means, then added sugar should also be mentioned in grams, and up to 1 decimal values. For this, all these things you can put up to 1 decimal value. So for example, protein, you can put protein 17.1%, 1 gram, like, okay, like that we can put it. Total fats, so you have to put the total fats also. In that you can put the saturated fats how much, trans fat how much, and you have to mention the cholesterol in milligrams. So here we all put in grams, cholesterol we have to indicate in milligram. Provided the content of saturated fats or the trans fat is not, so if the trans fat is less than 1% or 2% means you can put that trans fat is less than such and such percentage. Then sodium we have to put it in milligrams. Okay, sodium we have to mention, and it should be put in the milligrams. Numerical information on vitamins and minerals. So suppose you are adding some fortified with some minerals or the vitamins, or if you are putting the details of the vitamins and minerals also, it should be in the international metric units. For example, vitamin A means international units, how much international unit it is containing, like, so we have to put in the metrics units. So nutrition information panel shall include the amount of food in grams or milliliters for the reference beside the serving measures and number of servings in the package. So this I'll discuss in the next slide. The amount of any other nutrients for which the nutrition of the health claim, for example, fortifying with particular thing, for example, iron in wheat, okay, or in the atta, or folic acid in atta. So we have to mention how much we are added this iron or the folic acids. That should also be mentioned if you are claiming for any health claim is made. So here you can see serving per package is 8. So in this package will contain 8 servings, and each size is 33 grams. So that is per serving how much energy you'll get it from that product. Okay, so 550 kilocalories. So if it is per 100 gram means how much you'll get it, like protein. So like that we have to mention. So if the nutrition declaration is made per serving, the amount in grams and milliliters shall be included for reference beside the serving measures. If the claim is made about the quantity of fatty acids, suppose you are going with certain fatty acid claim, okay, in that case we have to mention what is the fat, how much gram is there per serve, or totally you can put, or 100 grams how much fat will contain, saturated fat how much it will contain, trans fat how much it will contain, cholesterol in milligrams you have to put. Okay, saturated fats in grams, trans fat in grams you have to put. Only in this units you can put, not in other units. Okay, if you are putting in other units, again it is misleading, or it can be a case can be filed against that. Okay, so India is trying to reduce the trans fat usage. So just for your knowledge, I put here India limited trans fat content presently in fats and oil up to 5% is allowed. So by 2021 they want to reduce to 3%. By 22 the trans fat in fats and oil should be reduced to 2%. So that is going to become a mandatory. The trans fat should be less than 2% by 2022, because you know the trans fats is the most dangerous fats we can say. Okay, the food label will have a declare per serve, that's what I told, per serving how much percentage contribution to the recommended daily allowances. So what is the recommended daily allowances? That is another system that is going to come, like, okay, what is the daily recommended allowances, how much you have to take this protein, how much you have to take fat and such things, and how much this particular serve will provide. So that is also should be mentioned. So it is not mandatory, soon it is expected to come in the packaging label also. So nutritional information may not be necessary, where the nutritional information or the nutritional fact is not necessary to be put. Okay, that is for the raw agriculture commodities. Raw agriculture commodities, rice, wheat, cereals, pulses, spice mixes, herbs. For all such ingredients, all such food items, no need to put your nutritional fact. We no need to put what is the protein, carbohydrates, calories, nothing is required. Okay. Or single ingredient products, say for example the table salt, or how much say sugar or jaggery. So for such ingredients, no need to put the nutritional information fact. Another is a non-nutritive products. For example, the tea, coffee, soluble coffee, coffee chicory mixture, packed drinking water, no need to put the nutritional facts. Okay. Then the processed and pre-packed assorted vegetables. So if your packages contain different vegetables or fruit, assorted vegetables or the fruits, Then no need to put for this vegetables and fruit what is the protein, fats, nutritions like that. And the product that comprises single ingredient. For example, only a potato is there, or the tomato is there, or only rice is there. In such ingredients also, such packages also no need to, for example, this containing only the rice. So in this package, no need to put what is the calories we will get, what is the protein, what is the fat, like that, no need to label it. Third, for immediate consumption, for example, the pickle, puppet, or food such as served in hospitals, hotels, or by food service vendors. When it is prepared and served immediately to the consumers, in that cases, like pickles and puppets, no need to put the nutritional facts. Food shipped in bulks. So, okay, we are transporting a particular food materials in bulk, and it is not sold direct to the consumer. When it goes to the consumer, then it should have the nutritional facts. So, which are not for sale in the form to the in that form to the consumer. For such type of food materials also, no need to go for the nutritional informations. The packaged fresh produce like fresh fruits, for vegetables, and fresh seafoods, that is fishes, and eggs and fresh meat, no need to give the nutritional facts. So these are the items for which the nutritional information or the nutritional fact is exempted. The next is declaration regarding vegetarian or non-vegetarian. So we have to declare whether that particular food that is inside the package is vegetarian or non-vegetarian. So let's see what is vegetarian and non-vegetarian. Non-vegetarian food means all or part of any animals or birds, fresh water, marine, so it includes the fish, animal products, egg, and the milk and milk products are excluded from the non-vegetarian diets. Okay. So here, here it is typed wrongly. It is a vegetarian foods here. The food other than the non-vegetarian foods, including milk and milk products, comes under the vegetarian foods. But for milk and milk products, no need to put whether it's a veg or non-veg. Logo is not required. So here, it's a vegetarian food. It's wrongly typed. It's not a non-vegetarian. It's a vegetarian foods. Food other than the non-vegetarian foods, including milk and milk products, comes under this category of vegetarian foods. So what is the logo that we have to give? For vegetarian foods, we have to give the green circle, which is put in the square. And for the non-vegetarian, it is the brown circle in a square. So vegetarian food, it is the green. It indicates that it is not a vegetarian food. The brown indicates the non-vegetarian foods. So this logo should be there. So size of this logo is also very important. See, this is the principal display panel. So this is a principal display panel, means the space of the labeling or the label. The size of the label is this is the principal display panel. That is the label where we can do the labeling. Okay, this is the principal display panel. For each size of principal display panel, the size of the logos will be varying. Up to 100 square centimeter, the minimum size of the circle should be 3 mm, and the size of the square should be 6 mm. Now a new proposal is also coming for the non-vegetarian to go with the triangle line. Okay, it's not implemented, it is proposed. Okay, it is under draft, so we can expect in the coming future triangle for the vegetarian foods. Okay, so 100 to 500, if the size of this principal display panel is of size of 100 to 500 centimeter square, means the minimum size of the circle. Okay, the minimum size of this circle should be 4 mm. The diameter I'm talking, the diameter is 4 mm, and the minimum size of each side of the square. So this is the side of the square, that should be 8 mm. So depending upon the size of the principal display panel, the size of the circle or the diameter of the circle and the size of the square will be varying. So this is a minimum size we have to provide. So we should be very careful when you are doing the designing of this label also. So where we have to display this logo, veg and non-veg logo, where we have to display? It should be placed near the product name. So here you can see this is the brand name, cans. light meat tuna, and near to that we have to display the product, display the logo. Veg and non-veg logo should be displayed. So what are the product that is exempted from putting this logo? One is the carbonated drinks, so soda. Okay, for such things it is not mandatory to put the logo, and liquid milk. So here also you can see for the liquid milks, no need to put the logo, whether it's veg or non-veg. Is it clear? So milk, you know, it is classified under the vegetarian. So it is, for this also, that logo is not required. For milk and milk, it is liquid milk, it is not required. And for the carbonated water, again, this the logo is not mandatory. Next is the net quantity. What is net quantity? Net quantity you have to indicate. It's very much mandatory. The net quantity generally refers to the actual amount of food or the food product without any extra packaging or anything else. So this is the, what is the actual weight of this paneer? The package should be excluded. For example, if you are putting 100 grams of rice in this, half kgs of rice in this package, including the package, it may come 150 grams. So you cannot put the net weight as 150 grams. It is only 100 grams you can put. So for that one, you have to fix the price. So there is a net quantity statement we have to give. So net quantity statement, in the case of solid foods, it should be mentioned in grams, the unit should be in grams or kilograms. For liquid foods, it should be in milliliters or liter. Okay. So if you are putting a number, say for example, samosa in a pack of 4 samosa in a pack, you have to put the number very clearly, and every pack, the number has to be declared on every package of the food. Okay. Then the addition to the declaration of the net quantity, a food packed in a liquid medium. For example, you are putting particular fruits or some particular sweet in a liquid medium, in a say sugar syrup. Then we have to declare that a food packed in the liquid medium shall carry a declaration of the drained weight of the food. That is, after draining from that, for example, you are making gulab jamu and putting the gulab jamu in the sugar solution means, what is the weight, actual weight of the gulab jamu without the sugar solution? Okay, that should be, drained weight should also be mentioned in the package. So net contents or net weight should be mentioned. Net contents also you can see here, 6 gram into 75 pieces. Okay, that should also be mentioned. If you are going with, in a package is containing more number of pieces, then we have to put the net contents and net weight also. Where a package contains a large number of small items. So this is sweet, okay, sweet packets where the large number of small sweets are present. Of where a package contains a large number of small items of confectionaries, the weight of such immediate wrappers is not required to be declared. So you know that the sweets are covered with aluminum foils. You can see this aluminum, special type of foils are there. No need to include this weight. Okay. Without including the weight of this foil, you can put the net weight. But if the weight of these foils for each foil is more than 8%, means in the case of waxed paper or other paper with wax or aluminum foil under strip, then we have to mention that weight also. 6% in the case of other paper of total net weight of the, say for example, say this each sweet contain net weight is 10 grams, including that foil means, so the total, suppose you are putting 10 means, so 100 grams, totally it will come 100 grams. So you can put the net weight as 100 grams. But if the foil weight, suppose you are wrapping with some foil, for example, aluminum foil if you are wrapping and putting this, means if the total weight of the aluminum foil of this 10 is more than 8 grams means, then we have to put that also, or we have to decrease that aluminum foils, and then only we have to put the net weight. The accurate amount of the contents or the weight has to be mentioned on the food label, else the food products would be treated as misbranded. So suppose you are putting, including the weight of this, and you are putting net weight as, instead of 100 grams, you are putting the weight of the box also, including the aluminum foil or the foils that are used for covering, we are putting as 100, and suppose the sweet, total number of 10 sweets, each 10 grams means 100 grams. So actually we have to put net weight as 100, but we are putting 150, that is including the cover weight means, then it is misbranding. Okay. So if someone files a case you can be fined or you can be penalized. So legal metrology rules make it mandatory to mention MRP. So MRP should be mentioned. There is a maximum retail price above which you cannot sell it. That should include the tax also. For example, frozen beef, if you take frozen beef, 5% is a tax. So suppose the cost is 300 means inclusive of tax, it comes 315 rupees. So the MRP will be 315. For chilled meat products, there is no tax, but for the frozen meat and meat products, there is a tax. Net weight, already we discussed about that. The food products are to be packed and sold in recommended standard packages. For example, if you take biscuits, bread, and certain items are there, only recommended standard package you can make. As per our liking, we cannot change the size. Say 250 grams, 500 grams, 350 grams. That is, for example, biscuits. Okay, there is a recommended standard package. Only that package size only we can pack it as per the legal metrology. The name and complete address of the manufacturer is the next mandatory requirements. So we have to put the name of the manufacturer. Complete address should also be put. So manufacturer's details, every label should include the name and address of the manufacturer. Suppose they are importing and selling means where it is the importer or the distributor's name and address should be there. Where it is manufactured, that address should also be there. So suppose a manufacturer has many units. So the details of all the units should be put. For example, see here there is 2 units. This particular manufacturer's Hindustan Levers, for the particular product, they have 2 factories for this particular product. Then they have to give the FSSA number of this first and as well as the second. Okay, so they have given the address and everything that should be put. Suppose I am having 5 units, I have to put all the 5 units, FSS license and the address we have to put. So it is marketed by the Hindustan Lever. So their address also we have to put. And another thing is, if I am selling on a particular product and someone else is manufacturing for me means, I have to put the manufacturer's address, FSS and my address and FSS number also. So manufacturer is not the packer or the bottler, and I make an agreement on behalf of me, someone is producing. Then the name of and complete address of the packing or the bottling unit, as the case may be, shall be declared on every package of food. Say X is marketing and Y is producing means we have to put the Y manufacturing factory's address and X corporate office address they have to put. Next is customers helpline number should be there, telephone number should be there, email address there, complaint if the consumer has some complaint where they have to contact, the customer helpline number should be there. Next is the instruction for use. Instruction for use including reconstitution, how we have to reconstitute that, where applicable shall be included on the label if necessary to ensure correct utilization of the, and how to store it. Suppose it is recommended to store at -18 means you have to put it to store under -18 so that you can keep it for this much month. Or if you keep in the refrigeration temperature of 0 to 5 degrees centigrade, then you can keep it for this much month. So all the instruction for use. Suppose if it is opened means how you have to keep it again once it is open, how you have to keep it. For example, canned products. Once it is opened means till opening you can keep it in the ambient temperature. But once it is open means the remaining you have to keep it in the refrigerator or the freezer to attain the particular shelf life. So that should also be given in the instruction for use, and how to reconstitute, how to fry it. For example, if you take chicken nuggets, how to fry the chicken nuggets. We have to put whether it have to go for a shallow frying or deep fat frying, to what color we have to fry it out, to what extent. So that all should be indicated in the label. So thank you very much. So we will be continue the second part in the coming lecture. Thank you very much for listening, and if you have any doubt you can ask. Okay, thank you. Take care. God bless you all.